Hey guys, this is Bob Tripathi and welcome. I'm gonna do another video today, and this video has actually been requested by a few of the viewers and friends on LinkedIn and everywhere. And what they wanted me to do was they wanted me to talk about that, Bob, what are some of the most important GTM skills or GTM engineering skills that we need, which is go to market. So if you need a little bit of a primer on what is GTM engineering, then please watch some of my other videos, because in the last video, I spoke about what a GTM engineer means, how they need to be more of an orchestrator, especially as AI is making it easier for everyone to build and connect things. So then obviously, because I got a few requests on those video, is what does it make somebody really good at go to market engineering, right? So it boils down to two things. Can you translate and can you connect? Stay with me. Well, let's start with translation. So sales, say for example, these inbound traffic, these inbound leads that coming in are terrible, right? For example. Okay, but what does that actually mean? Is marketing targeting the wrong companies, or are we bringing in the wrong people from the right companies? Is sales not following quickly enough? Because that's what everyone tries to say. Or do sales and marketing have different ideas of what ICP or what a good lead looks like? Do they have the definition set up? So the marketing, on the other hand, might say, hey, the content engagement is up by 40%. But so all that is great, but what does it actually mean for the pipeline? And did the right account, the right companies get engaged? And did it help move some of these opportunities forward? Same thing is with product, right? They might see a usage issue or an adoption issue, and that customer success should know about. For example, on the engineering might say, hey, something is not technically feasible, but somebody needs to translate that into something the business can actually understand and work with. And eventually, at the top of the ladder, the CEO might ask, hey, why is growth slowing? Like you got to do something about it. Now, somebody has to take all these different opinions, conversations within a company and make sense of what is happening. And that's called taking all these language and translating into business outcomes. And that's what a GTM engineer does. Now, they don't need to be expert at any one of these fields, but they need to know enough. They need to have enough breadth to walk into each of these different stakeholder rooms, for example, and understand the language and translate between them. Not what they're saying, but what the reading between the lines, if you will. So that's first translation. Then now the second part is connecting. So once you understand the problem, can you connect the signals? Can you connect the data, the people, the tech, the workflows, and then finally, can the company do something about it, right? So maybe sales is information sitting somewhere in your CRM, Salesforce, HubSpot, what have you. Marketing has engagement data everywhere else, right? Product has usage data. Gong.io has the conversations, they can do that. And there are external signals coming in as well. So individually, all these different functions knows a little bit, actually quite a lot, because of the tech stack they have. But the opportunity usually is, how do we connect all of these things together? So obviously with AI, agents, MCP, that connection piece between all of this is getting really interesting, because we are not limited to building another dashboard that somebody has to remember to check. What we can increasingly create is systems that pull context from different places, understand what is happening, and then help determine what should happen next. And that's where I think the orchestrator part of GTM engineering, go to market engineering, comes in. Because the GTM engineer isn't necessarily the person who's going to build every API or write every line of code or run every campaign, if you will. They are not the hands-on operator, right? As such, they are the person who can look across the organization and confidently say that, okay, I understand what sales need. I understand what marketing is seeing. I know where the data lives, and I understand enough about the tech to figure out how can I connect everything together. And it's not something you can learn overnight, obviously not. But what actually happens is that's what GTM Engineer does, is it makes all of these connections possible. So when I think about the skills that matter in terms of what a go-to-market engineer does, I don't think they need to be the deepest technical person in the room, for example. But I think a good go-to-market engineer should be able to translate across the business and connect the pieces. And it's not an analyst job. It's an orchestration job. And increasingly, I think that's where some of the biggest opportunities in terms of go to market or go to market engineering lies is, and in plain sight, actually, these are the opportunities that we see, is how do we connect everything together from signal all the way to pipeline. And that's exactly what we are doing at the Vibe Marketing. So yeah, that the two biggest skills that a go-to-market engineer should have is the ability to translate business into outcomes, and then the ability to connect everything together. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Again, this is Bob Tripathi. Thank you for spending some time with me and learning more about go-to-market engineering. Thank you, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.